Hello, everybody. We're just kind of slowly getting going. Hi, Rye.
Hiya.
It's been one of those days. Got White Mage to 88, though.
That's good, right?
Yes. Though Sky's complaining that I might outlevel her.
As well she might. I mean, you're out-leveling me several times over.
Sorry?
You should be. Don't you have something better to do with yourself?
Watch The Witcher?
There you go. I did mean to ask, how was it?
I'm on to I just finished episode 4. It is
Season 2.
Of season 2. Season 1 is good, but kind of suffers a little from Haruhi. All the episodes are out of order.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, some of my coworkers were watching it, and I remember them talking about that, and opinions were very decidedly split on whether that was done in a way that could make sense or not.
Yeah.
Is it
I know
hurting your little brain?
I could actually follow it, but then again, I followed Haruhi, so...
Yes.
But I can see why I've actually known a few people who stopped watching it because they just couldn't wrap their head around the time.
There was one of the people in my department, I can't remember which one it was, who basically had to give up on it because of that. So are they doing that in season 2?
No, they are not.
Okay.
But
well,
you really have to know what happens in season 1 to understand what's going on in season 2, because, oh man, the social political dramas and politics.
I have to say, it seems like one of those things that, is a neat trick once in a while, but if you just constantly do it, it would probably wear out its welcome really fast. For one thing, it'd tie your plot in knots while you're trying to, keep things going plot-wise. There's actually something I was noting since I just recently read the first book of The Expanse and wrote up my review for it. And one of the things I was noting is it has that ever so cute trick that gets pulled out every once in a while of a fixed pattern of chapters. Namely, there's 2 main characters. They are the viewpoint characters, and they alternate chapters.
Right.
I have seen plots just completely come apart from the strain of doing that. This one survived in pretty good shape because most of the time the 2 characters are actually far apart from each other physically. On the occasions when they're in the same place, it starts doing bad things to the pacing of the plot. But that's not allowed to last for too long, so it does actually work here, but it's something of a close shave.
Yeah. By the way, your obs is off.
Yes, it is.
Okay, just wanted to let you know.
Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, unfortunately, they gotta make their money somehow, and I found, unfortunately, that ads revenue only works when it's done in completely and utterly in mass in levels that would make your head hurt. Read, I couldn't get enough followers to make it work, so... But that was for my webcomics and stuff.
Yeah.
So, start with, his royal butt kiss, Fortunal.
His royal sourpuss.
Yes.
This is the man we seek. Do try not to startle him.
Oh dear.
What? Does he startle easily or something?
Stola?
No.
While many of the facilities within the central circuit seem to be visible from the upper levels, the more secretive work must be carried out behind closed doors. Yeah, probably.
He hasn't even realized we're here. Or perhaps he has realized but just doesn't care.
He does seem to be lost in thought.
Who next?
Alfie?
Okay. Perhaps you'd like to break the ice? No, breaking ice will probably startle him.
He looks lost in thought, although it seems he hit something of a stumbling block. Oh dear. Is he talking to himself? Probably.
For a closely guarded secret, you can see practically everything from outside, even with the magical barrier surrounding it. I was expecting the Skysteel manufactory, but instead I find the village smithy.
Oh, sorry, I'd gone on to Urianje.
Well, best for last.
I see.
Surely the Forum hath already petitioned the aid of the Loperates, given their familiarity with such technologies.
We shall see. Over this way?
Ramaka Fumamaka.
And that would be you.
Yeah. Just checking to make sure everything is of an acceptable quality. I make a point of rejecting anything that doesn't meet my standards on the spot.
I see. Skastress?
No, if we do that, there's a chance the mechanism won't function at all. You'd best rethink the design from scratch. Do we have time to be rethinking the design from scratch?
I don't think we do.
Tell me you have sit on speed dial.
As my eyes to be believed? Thayrin Vexna and Rylea Sarnath in the flesh? I've read all about you in your memoirs in the Count de Edmond de Fortams, but never did I dream this day would come. Somebody pinch me. Consider
If you
yourself
insist.
pinched.
Well, it's nice to know that people are reading his memoirs, I suppose. If on occasion trifle embarrassing.
I believe him more as a historical memoir than anybody else. He'll play it honestly and with elegance.
Hey, we've heard pieces of it.
Mm-hmm.
I could swap them out.
We could use more.
No, been there, done that. Down there, lost my eyebrows. Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, masterful, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse.
Spoken like a true engineer.
Which is why the Forum has elected to...
And Virginal told us not to startle him.
Huh. Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering
I
is
imagine
not
you'd
their
remember if we
expertise.
had.
Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
Ooh.
I
Mighty.
assure you that won't be necessary.
Now, about your troubles with the ether burner. Aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it
Probably.
ain't perfect.
Define perfect.
According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperids?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Okay, I don't blame you on that one.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
Oh.
You know of it.
Oh.
But we do have that ship on the moon.
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalaman's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the northern empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. The defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up.
Yeah, we kind
It's
of left
rough
that
going in
like
there,
that for a reason.
even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
You want me to go and fetch the Woodsits?
The White Raven's ghost. It haunts me.
No. I'll just go fetch the Woodsits.
Yes. You want me to go fetch the Watsits?
Yeah, we'll go fetch the Woodsits.
That may be for the best, though you doubtless find the task too dull for your liking.
It'll be nice and fast.
There are multiple interment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active? Of course. The floor is yours.
What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward. This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
There's a craft elegant ship on the moon!
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Anyway, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primer. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking, and I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
Well, it's a start at least. Yeah, pretty much Foxfire. Cool. Is your mic on? Hello? If you're saying something, I can't hear you. And your image isn't bouncing up and down. Oh dear, we've got a technical issue. I see that grrr in the chat box. There you go.
Did I don't understand.
Cool?
Appreciate you doing all this, but I ain't getting me hopes up just yet. There are no oaths or contracts binding the members of the Ilsabard contingent, and in many ways it was even more loosely organized than the Crystal Braves. Nevertheless, I knew none would refuse this call to arms. Truly, we have been blessed with trustworthy and dependable allies. Time and again, it seems that Algan's something or other are either the cause or the solution to our problems. To think the selfsame materials that once launched Dalamud will now be used to help ferry mankind to the moon. There's a poetry in that.
I'm confident that even our deadliest of Allagan defense mechanisms are no match for our allies. At this rate, some of them might soon have as many accomplishments to their name as a certain warrior of light. Yeah, well.
Bring it on. And then send me on vacation.
Estidian?
Considering how much of a fuss he made at the time, I don't see why he takes every opportunity to bring it up. It's just firewood.
Yes, but it's an important skill for a little lordling.
First the Telaphorai, and now the final days. No one can accuse the Ilsabard contingent of backing down from a challenge. Of course, they weren't also committed to the cause when we first set out. But after seeing the example set by you, Alphino, and the others, the change was palpable. They couldn't help but believe.
Husbando?
What serendipitous irony that the remnants of the Seventh Umbral Calamity would become the keys to mankind's salvation. Never more certain have I been that Master Louisoix watcheth over us from the ethereal sea.
Though Bahamut is long gone, the internment hulks are far from safe. It could be much worse, of course. They wouldn't have to fight their way past Mericidian dragons, nor is there any danger of Elder Primal might be summoned again. Even so, I dare say there are a few elegant creations and contraptions remaining to bar our friend's way. I only hope the grandfather watches over them. It's times like these that we're reminded of how famous, or infamous, Alphino has become. Who have thought he could just achieve so much with a single link pearl conversation? As we're expecting a rather lot of visitors in the near future, I best return to the surface and inform the relative parties. I also have a contract of my own that might be worth a try.
Oh, and who might that be?
That's for me to know, and you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck!
Meanwhile, in Ul'dah.
Oh boy.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Thiergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberg will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade, clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Meanwhile, in the Black Shroud.
There were some familiar faces.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
Now there's some familiar faces.
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the Scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
Meanwhile, in Coerthus.
There you are. We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already... That was a roar. A dragon's roar.
Are the dragons on the move?
Meanwhile, in the Ruby Sea.
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honorable Lord Lolorito himself,
Hell's
reached out
Let
to
never
me for
change.
assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid. Hmm? Is that...
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
Oh ho! That's interesting. We got the four lords involved.
A lot of people owe us favors.
Yes, but wow. I just hope Suzuka doesn't invite us to a dance party again. I don't know if my knees can take it. Checking with Kokol. Okay, same as before. Alice is also the same.
Yep.
So I guess we're on the Alphino.
No job too small. Alphino is resisting the urge to pat himself on the back. Though our friends are searching for refined adamantite and sacred relics, we will only know if they meet your requirements once they have arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? Huh, you've already done more than enough. If I had to say, though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about Allagan technology.
Looks at Graha.
You there, the lad with the red eyes and matching hair. You seem to know more than the average scholar. Huh, if only Master Kukul knew how right he was. While he and Graha establish a rapport, why don't we help with preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, this would mean going above and beyond the terms of our arrangement, but I propose this not to curry favor. As confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse. And if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantite.
I'll agree with that.
Well, ain't you a bunch of helpful buggers? If you've a mind to lend a hand, I know where you ought to go. Shirley and Hamlet is lousy with researchers and scholarly types busying themselves preparing for the Exodus. That lot need all the help they can get. Well then, off we go.
Checking with Graha.
I shall endeavor to provide Master Kukul with whatever information he should require. I'll admit, without refined adamantite, I ain't got a bloody clue how else I could get the Aether Burner or performing any better. If you lot don't come up with the goods, we're buggered.
We're working on it. Thanks for the support.
I still say we should call in Sid.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sid was not on Hot Dial. Hell, even Nero would probably help because Nero would very much want to save his own hide. Am I wrong?
You can't destroy Aetheris, it's where I keep all my stuff.
Exactly. And there's the whole gang.
Mm-hmm.
Alfie?
In order to protect the secrets of the Central Circuit, the researchers must navigate a bewildering maze of paperwork before they are permitted to return to the surface. I suppose it's no different than any other aspect of Shoreline society. We do love our bureaucracy. It's very much a mirror of the city above, which is perhaps how it came to be called Shoreline Hamlet.
What a quaint little settlement this is. Shame it's hidden underground.
I don't mind a bit of heavy lifting, but I draw the line at paperwork. So much as wave a sheaf of documents at me and I'll put my lance through it.
I can't blame you.
As surprised as I was to learn the foreign plan to send everyone to the moon, I can't imagine how the common folk must feel about it. Do my senses deceive me? In the shadow of yon corner. One can but hope this leadeth not to mischievous undertakings.
Oh dear, what did he spy?
Elaborate.
From what I could tell, there's a lot of people actually live down here. I don't know how much help we can offer, but I dare say they benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scholar Montagan was mentioned. Let's start by asking around, ideally without getting in anyone's way.
Let's meet by the Aetherite once our work is done.
Poof!
Speaking of such
Side
things...
quests!
Yep. Open invitation to help everyone out.
It was bound to happen, you know it. Speedwitch. 145 yalms to the south, so we probably went by it a couple of times. We're gonna wait on you, Mr. Veterinarian.
But I'm so vexed.
I know. I think we should help this distressed chef first. Hello, ma'am. Can we help you?
Happily ever after. A consternated chef despairs at her present predicament.
Heavens forfend! To think this would happen on my kitchen! The nerve! Oh, you there. Yes, you. You've looked like you're a man and woman who knows what they're about, and I'm in desperate need of one such as you two. Picked myself a bunch of Mariel Agronomics apples, but wouldn't you know, some nasty mandragora swiped those red beauties from under my nose. Not sure how they got in here in the first place, but that's beside the point. I could, well, try and steal them back myself, but goodness knows how many hours it'd take before I stumbled upon their blasted bandits. If I'm only one woman, I can't cover all that ground by myself. So, be a friend and help me get my apples back, would you? I just knew you two would oblige me. Now then, let's talk strategy. I'll scour the area just south of here, you take the north. Deal? Mandragores bury themselves in dirt to hide, so if you see one of their bulbous heads poking out of the soil, hit them with one of these melodious bombs. Oh dear. They'll be too surprised to get a face full of stink. They'll leap out and leave behind my apples. The thief would probably take off running, but let them go. I just want my pilfered fruit returned. Besides, Mandragora carcasses isn't on the menu tonight. Right then, I'll leave you to your search. Happy hunting! Well, someone's enjoying his book.
Mm-hmm. This is hardly the weather for it, though.
Yeah, I'd be soaked. Shaman?
Herbicidal tendencies. Charmon's eyes have a faraway look about them, as if he is thinking great thoughts. What luck! You're just the gallant sort I was in search of. You see, I've whipped up an experimental new tincture, one that brings low a certain type of fiend. I'd hoped a brave adventurer might test its efficacy for me in the field. And since you're here, perhaps you could fill that role. Good. Now then, about this solution of mine. With the help of some gleaners, I've crafted a concoction that can internate even the hardest of seedkin's casings, allowing one to make quick work of the beasts. Or so my hypothesis goes anyway. Alas, my genius remains untested and thus unproven, which is where you come in. One so well versed in the ways of war should have no trouble at all verifying the tincture's efficacy, I should think. Based on the information I have ascertained, an oversized Berkanon can be found wandering about to the west of Logicon Beta. Douse that sadistic seedkin with my newest nostrum, and bash it into a bloody pulp for me, would you?
I think we can manage the bashing something into a bloody pulp. We do kind of specialize in it. And we've already touchy-touchied the Aetherite, correct?
Yes.
Just making sure.
No, I remember her standing ankle-deep in water.
Forla?
Seeing red. Jola seeks those in possession of both a green thumb and a penchant for punishing plants.
Oh my! The ways of Thalic are mysterious as they are providential. To think a man and woman so robust as you two would appear before me in my hour of need. If this is not divine intervention, I do not know what is. I face a trial for which I am not equal, nor shall I ever be. It involves the capture of my most feared nemesis. Tomatoes. You see, I could barely speak the vile beast's name without my gore rising.
Really?
Would you do the considered... You would do well to consider my offer, truly. I have money set aside, quite a bit in fact. All I need for you to do is capture one of these vile vegetables. You need find them near Mariel's ergonomics, and they are quite hard to miss. Disgusting things that they are.
Really?
You, ma'am, have never eaten cheap Cupertino grown tomatoes. The best value in the market. Sorry, tomatoes grown on cheap Cupertino land.
Cupertino land, yes.
Yes, that was a joke. Cupertino's one of the most expensive pieces of land you can get in California. It's been a long-running gag between us and our old accountant, who unfortunately is probably passed on by now.
Quite likely.
He bought his house in the 70s.
Yeah,
For
when
like,
it was cheap.
when it was pennies on the dollar.
The case of the missing gleaner. Your reactor operator is wearing a most impatient look. Excuse me, but can I trouble you for a moment? I'm looking for someone, you see, and I was hoping you might help. I was due to receive a pair of beasts captured in St. Marcion's Arboretum, but the gleaner who's meant to take the delivery has yet to appear, and I've grown rather tired of waiting. I tried reaching him via Link Pearl, but to no avail. I'm tempted to go out and search for him myself, but what if he arrives and I'm not here? So would you be willing to find said gleaner for me?
I think we can find your missing man.
Thank you. He ought to be relatively easy to spot, I should think, considering he's traveling with 2 mud-covered seedkin. Search west of here first. I'll check around here just to make sure he's not rounding the corner or some such. Should you find him before I do, hurry back here, will you? Also...
Ah, true. Considering the level we're working in... Except the suit is so dumpy.
Okay then.
Everything else is too low level. Dang it! Either too low level or above level.
I'll go low level, you'll be fine.
You sure?
Kinda. I have weenie heels.
Fine.
Hold on a moment. This'll help.
True. Come on, Rift! Okay. Hopping on?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Appletino! Which is more Appletino now than when we lived there.
Oh boy, yeah. It is more Appletino now than before they tried to move out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my. What is that?
Frabasa? But yeah.
Let's go to the farthest one first.
Okay.
Over there. Okay. Getting lost. Please ignore me, Mr. Anala. Yeah, it's gonna be up on that ridge. It's my bet.
Yeah. Yep, there it is. Massive Ricana.
I have no idea what I'm doing with Bard. Just for the record, I'm just like spamming around and flapping on keys that are sparkly.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, sorry. While we were there, to the west, 167 yalms.
Well, not that far off.
So we kind of just missed it.
Wait. Oh, I don't think that was it, but dang it, the wall is in the way.
Northwest.
Okay.
Watch, we were right by it and missed it.
Looks like it.
East.
So up in this pile of rocks, it seems. I'm sure not seeing it.
43 alms to the southeast? Ah, there it is!
Oh, jeez. Wow, they hit that one.
Aren't you glad I looked?
Speaking of such things, 352 east.
Oh, we're heading east, so...
Yeah, off near where the next quest is, it looks like.
Probably. Yeah, one of the confusing things they did this expansion, though I think I kind of have a grasp why, is they moved the Aether Compass from actually being a physical object in your inventory, even if it was in your key item inventory.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Yep. To being in collections.
Yeah. Well, some of it is, I don't think they really had the collections when they first came up with it.
There's that, but I also feel like one of the things they tried to do here is cut down the amount of items the database had to deal with. And by putting in collections, it's handled on a local level instead of constantly pinging back to the...
I'm pretty sure that's why they did it, but the other is why they didn't do it that way in the first place.
That makes sense. Oh, our missing gleaner and 2 mud-covered seedkins. Right.
Corporacurs, yep. You knew they'd have to be corporacurs when you heard they were mud-covered. Thank goodness you're here. Prabhasa caught me by surprise. Gave me a nasty shock. What are you doing all the way out here?
Looking for you.
And aether currents. Ah, of course. I suppose all this waiting would make anyone nervous. I'll give my apologies to the operator when I deliver these specimens. As for the specimens themselves, well, let's just say I'm rather surprised they're still in one piece, despite being bathed in lightning. Their Earth alignment probably saved them, come to think of it.
Yeah, that's a happy Koperker.
Any rate, thank you, kind stranger. Doubt I'd still be among the living if not for your aid. Right then, I better get going. Don't want to keep the operator waiting any longer than he already has.
And off he goes.
Mm-hmm.
And back up and around.
Those things are lightning based.
Yeah, apparently. I'm wondering if each of these little segments is aligned to a certain element.
Maybe.
And here's our peculiar vegetable.
Herbicidal tinctures. Think so? Nope. What are we supposed to use on this one?
Sulfur powder.
Right. This smells about as terrible as you might imagine. Perhaps worse.
Quizzical Queen. Yeah, I don't think
and
she
the sound of sheet metal tearing again.
Yes.
Quizzical Queen up and flees in a flustered state, leaving behind apples. It would appear that this knavish mandragora was behind the fruit napping. Well, that was handy. They're oversized. But are they apples of happiness?
Boko thinks so. Boko,
Yes.
could you please get off that apple?
Work?
No, not go mother hen it. Get off.
Work?
Silly burb.
Work, work.
$474 yalms to the southeast.
Yes, Foxfire, that was exactly my thought. I mean, they're cyan. Of course they're lightning based. Now it is something of a lightning, or something of an electric blue. But yeah.
And this one's a little bit of a ride.
Say it isn't so.
The music is not helping.
Oh. Sounds like Chocobo music to me.
62 yalms to the west. Oh, there it is. I see you. To the south.
How far?
527.
Ooh, that's some distance away. Maybe Kokol's Forge.
Possible.
If not, it's going to be a Logisticon Gamma, and I don't think it's quite that far.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we need to go this way. Because we need to go up a level. Yes, we want to go to the median circuit, thank you.
What, not the Evermore Central Circuit?
The central circuit?
Ultimate Circle of Centralness?
Pardon me, Chocobo coming through. Pardon me, hope your tiles are insured. Pardon me. Yeah, way to the southeast. Okay, where is that rotten tomato? I hear he's a good movie critic, though.
Great tomato. Come on. Do try not to get yourself killed.
Not dead yet! Oh, we need to capture him. Oops. But they all came at once!
No, the others weren't tomatoes, but yeah.
Okay, so we need to kill the others, but keep the tomato happy. Gotcha.
No, you need to keep them unhappy. Just not dead. You go for him, I'll get the onion.
I'm killing the queen while I'm at it, and just single targeting it. Got him.
Okay.
Did that count for you?
Sadly, no. I figured I'd give it a try, but no. Bean, garlic, egg.
There's a queen and garlic over there. Might have to move on the other side of the Sorry. I kind of forgot our objectives. I think I see a tomato.
Well, you're not the only one. Yeah, I see the pip.
And he is not connected to anything.
We'll see about that. Well. Thick burlap sack made of thick, sturdy material. This bag muffles all sounds.
You better capture him fast.
Oh, wow. He wasn't going down that fast. Come on, select. Select.
Oh, just in time.
Muffles all sounds, including the horrible screams of captured tomatoes or something like that.
Nice. So, how does that look for our ether currents?
That's a good question. Ether currents.
Ooh.
All but 2 findables, but 1 of 4 questing. So we have seen the second quest at least.
Mm-hmm. Not bad, actually.
Yeah.
And really, what's wrong with tomatoes? Tomatoes are awesome.
Some people just can't stand being attacked by their fruit.
Okay, I can buy that. And time for a round of turn-ins. We'll get you right with you, Steady Current. Just give us a little bit. Especially with this music going.
I'm not a scratch on you. I take this to mean my serum did its job then.
I didn't bother using it. Sorry. I forgot!
Yeah, I know. What? This is most disappointing. You have rendered this whole exercise utterly meaningless. Still, it is impressive that you were able to bring the beast to its bark-covered knees when so many others have failed before you. At any rate, I thank you for services rendered. Here, for your troubles, well, then I must return to pondering. These theories of mine won't hypothesize themselves.
Yeah, sorry, we, forgot.
I am cogitating great thoughts at the moment. Please do not interrupt me.
We got your apples back for you, Miss Distressed Chef. Ah, there you are. I've come up empty-handed, sad to admit. How did you fare? Were you able to recover the apples? As a matter of fact, we did.
Apples of a size so gargantuan you find your gorge rising a little. Shame, since apples are a rather innocuous fruit, really.
You were! Oh my! I can't thank you enough. Goodness me. Now that I've a proper look at them, they are rather enormous, aren't they? Funny how I didn't see that before. Labyrinthos, as you've surely noticed, is entirely man-made, and our continued prosperity is thanks in part to the elemental reactors and the false sun. Though, truth be told, those two things are likely to blame for our oversized fruit. Word is there's research afoot to see if the above-ground orchards could produce something of smaller sizes as well. Given what little we know, though, I'm sure that day is quite long off. Begging your pardons, here I am, talking your ear off for what I'm sure is better things to be getting on with. Heaven knows I certainly do. Apple pies don't bake themselves, now do they? Thank you again for your help. Apple pie.
Damn her.
Mary Calendar's is closed now.
Yeah. And it wouldn't arrive in time anyway. And you have cake still.
Yes, I have cake. Unless Dave and Baron and have eaten it. No, it won't survive the night. Sorry. Well, were you able to capture one of those terrible tomatoes? Yep, one tomato right here in a burlap sack.
Tomato-filled burlap sack. You can feel how this sentient tomato struggles to escape its confines. Luckily, the sack muffles its piercing screams.
Yes, I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Even in the stack, I can't stomach the wretches. But better than in than out, I suppose. At least it won't get its disastrously painful juices into anyone. You must be curious as to why tomatoes maddened into violence were running amok. Well, truth is, a gleaner had sowed a congery of vegetable seeds to cultivate at the plantation, and a few of these vermin managed to slip in unnoticed. The soil was exceptionally fertile, and by the looks of it, because the creatures proliferate with alarming ease, more so than anyone could have possibly guessed. And to prove this tale is even stranger twist, the juices they squeezed into my eyes have a spurious effect. I no longer have need of my glasses. I can see with perfection clarity now, though I was in a great deal of pain, mind you.
Yeah, you would be, but dang.
Well, when
That's
life
tempting.
Well, when life gives you tomatoes, make eye juice? No, that hasn't quite a very pithy ring to it at all. At any rate, your services have been most helpful. I will begin my research as soon as I am back in the laboratory. And before I forget, your reward. Thank you. Oh, look! Tomato salad.
Psychon salad. The Psychon serves as a stir of this fruit-filled dish, complex and nutritious.
But we actually picked up a lot of aether currents, so I am not complaining. Hello, Mr. Reactor Operator.
Wow. There you are. I was wondering when I would see you again. The Gleaner told me everything that happened, how you got him out of a tight spot. He seems to have escaped largely unscathed, but the Cherigens are giving him a thorough inspection just in case. You may not know this, but they're actually a variety of Coopercur. Yes, I know. Only these happen to be smeared in a unique type of mud originating from the Arboretum.
Yes, we've dealt with that before.
Judging from the look on your face, you already know of this species, don't you?
Yes, yes, we do.
Something tells me you're already quite intimate with the Arboretum. Isn't it just a wonderful place? No.
No, it's not.
You must be wondering why I required these muddy little things. Well, I had a theory on their Earth alignment, that their Earth alignment might prove to be of use in the amplification of said element. I'd not expected such an unfortunate accident would come out of my curiosity, though. Well, we're none of us the worse for wear, so perhaps not that unfortunate. The Gleaner's still alive and kicking, and the samples made it safely here. All thanks to you, of course. So, all's well that ends well?
It will when you give me payment. Thank you!
All 735 gil.
It's 735 more gil than we had before. Okay, time to deal with that blue quest. I heard that yawn.
I bet you did.
Though it looks like we'll have to continue main story maybe Friday.
Yes.
Vexed Veterinarian.
At least if this doesn't turn into a 5-part series. Let the good times troll. They're trolling us with these quest names.
Yes, they are.
A veterinarian in Shirley Hamlet is wrangling with a beast of a problem.
Excuse me, sir, ma'am. I couldn't help but notice that you're a way about you that simply screams, I have an affinity for creatures of the wild. And since I'm never wrong about such things, might I trouble you? You see, amongst the troops of trolls living at the outer circuit, I came across one who was sick beyond measure. I took the poor creature in at once and saw him healed, of course, but when I attempted to return him to his rightful home, he flew into a panic as if he could not bear the thought of going back. To make matters worse, the troll saw fit to escape into a den of Analas. I would go after him, but I'm so fumble-footed that I'd scare him off like as not, and be torn limb from limb for the pains by the fiends. So I turn to you, too. Would you seek out the troll of which I spoke? I shall provide you with his favorite food, and with it, you should be able to calm the pietous things. Hopefully, that will be enough to see his senses restored, and for him to come hurrying back. Though I shudder to think of it, if any of those Felinala seek to impede you or pester the troll, make those beasts regret they interfered. Oh, and don't worry, you will be rewarded for your efforts.
Ooh. Yes, with an aether current.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I'm only just now sort of waking up.
Yep, it's about that time.
I can't help it. Oh, okay, this is the Anala pin. He's back somewhere this way, maybe. There he is, and oh dear.
Yeah. I think he's in a spot of trouble. Come on, give me the one in front of me. Hiya.
Come on, Mr. Wayward Troll. Have some fruit. You'll feel better.
Fruit. No troll can resist a fruit this ripe, and in more than one way, according to your olfactory senses. Well, I guess he got the message.
Oh, good. Yep, there's our Wayward Troll. You feeling better, Mr. Wayward Troll? I'll take that as a yes. Look, he's returned. I cannot thank you two enough. I know he may not look it, but trolls are really quite intelligent. Indeed, they are an intricate part of the woodlands of Labyrinthos and keep it healthy and thriving. Though we've a responsibility to put down more violent and unruly ones, most trolls, such as this one, are kind and docile things. In fact, my friend here has a real chance of becoming a leader of his tribe, perhaps even guardian in the forest someday. It is as we who saw these creatures removed from their natural habitats and relocated within Labyrinthos. Thus, we've a responsibility to watch over them, to ensure that they are well. And it would be too cruel to dispose of one simply because they're under the water. Yes, your reward. Here, as promised. Now then, it's high time I saw this fellow return to the outer circuit. Farewell, adventurer.
My goodness. It didn't turn into a chain.
Okay then, let's go talk to some people.
Is UGP feeling well?
Back into main story garb.
Yeah. Sorry, Carbuncle, but I'm glad to have the hat back.
With this rain, yeah. Steady current.
Helping with the Ark. Even if all the Power Master Kukels managed to squeeze out of the Aether Burner, it's still not enough, apparently. And now I hear the final days have arrived. Horrible creatures running rampant all over. If only we'd begun the exodus sooner. People are dying. There'll be no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will. We've spent years preparing for this moment. Believe in the plan, and all will be well.
At least they have a plan, and they didn't wait to the last moment. They've been working this for ages.
Yeah.
For generations, actually. Hello? Are you one of the new helpers?
Yes.
Working on the Aether Burner? Oh dear, I hear things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, I'd choose that over my current duties. Checking and loading samples day in, day out. It's tiring, thankless work. Still, no one will be cross if I misplace a few legumes or what have you. The forum's got enough on their plate as is, and with this deciding who gets to board the Ark and when. Lots of powerful people have options, lots of powerful people have opinions about that.
As always.
My heart goes out to Master Fortuna and the others. Hardly gets a moment's rest, I suspect. Do they even have time to sleep? Good question. Ooh, here's a thought.
Uh-oh.
The reason why Fortuno disowned his kids was so they had a chance to board the Ark earlier than him.
Possible. I have a feeling that it was very much a to get them out of the way of certain things that he felt were dangerous.
Because I would not be surprised if the heads actually decided, in order to be fair, that they would board last.
Mm-hmm.
Offering to help, that's very kind, but I should be able to organize the rest of my documents myself. It's mostly a list of things we need once we arrive on the moon, and then whichever star we choose as our new home. My duties largely concern maintenance of living conditions, so I'll be a lot busier after we depart. I hear that our lunar collaborators have come down to assist in our efforts. I'm looking forward to finally meeting them in person, after having communicated with them in such a limited capacity thus far. To be perfectly honest, I've not even the slightest idea of what they look like. Do hope they're not enormous, looming giants. Why, I would much prefer something small and fluffy, like that beheaded rabbit that just ran by. Actually...
You might be in luck. No guarantees, but you might be in luck.
So does this mean I should cook some pudding to get the pudding way? Ah, yeah, look at who Ariane found!
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Ariane?
It would appear the Loporeds have infiltrated Sherlian's most heavily guarded facility. How, I know not.
What a joy to sample the delights of Atreus! How marvelous it is to see you again. You'll be pleased to hear I've learned much about our fascinating discussion at the Caratorium. It's all thanks to Urianje, you see. He taught me about the finer points of cooking, which, despite my name, I knew very little about. So many dishes, so many hard-to-pronounce words! Actually, I was rather hoping he'd show me how to bake an Archon loaf. They're quite Are you sure?
Yes.
Really?
Very.
But it involves carrots. How can it be bad if it involves carrots?
It is a waste of perfectly good carrots.
Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. They're quite popular, I hear, though it doesn't sound like it contains any flavor to speak of. Surely, if that's the sort of thing your kind enjoys, I shall make enough to last a whole journey. No, that you don't have to do that. Growing Way. Though I think Growing Way's you.
Crikey, I wasn't expecting to see you here, Rylea. Thayrin? I'm sorry I didn't have a chance to say goodbye, and for, having those other lowbrits attack you. Terrible misunderstanding that. Not to worry, though, as all have since recovered from the rather savage beating you administered. They bear you no ill will, well, perhaps a little, on account of the savagery. Time heals all wounds. Most anyway.
It's okay. Your heart was in the right place. I hope we didn't beat you up too badly. Fancy meeting you here, Thayrin, Rylea. Our friends in the forum brought us to see this teeny tiny toy boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. What we're really interested in is the Threos ourselves, though we now find ourselves in sort of a funny underground miniaturized version of it. We were hoping that the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all the time to prepare and they're still not ready. Like your living habitat is ready. Stare. I suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around, or at least that's what we were planning to do until we chanced upon Urianger and your good selves. Since you're all three dawdling about, engaged in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Wouldn't that be fun? We've never been here before. Why are we suddenly the tour guides?
Urianger and the operates.
Yes! If you're too busy showing us the sights, we'll find other ways to keep ourselves amused. Don't you worry.
No, that worries me more.
So we're going to call it here with Urianger and the Loprits to sing us our exit song?
Yes.
Well, thank you all very much for joining. We will be back on Friday night, starting at 10 Pacific.
So many hard to pronounce words. That might just be Urianger.
Yeah, yes it is. He means well. He's trying to help. I would not have him any other way. You all have a great night. I hope to see you Friday.
Yeah, everyone have a great night.